It's like Ondo State is the headquarters of terrorists in the southwest. Remember section 214 of the Police Act said there shall be only one Nigerian police. There's no guarantee that the so-called funding is real.
What are the things that you expect to see in this rejigged constitution, if you may, to ensure that state police comes to fruition? And what are the measures that you would want to see to ensure that it's not abused?
One of the reasons why we fail in our constitutional amendment and improvement is we don't lay the foundation properly. Okay. We just wake up, and because you have state police and local government police in the U.S., you want to follow suit. Have you done your groundwork? The foundation, is it properly laid? These are issues, and it's a very, very serious issue. Because we have seen other amendments that failed. The most important thing is not even the constitutional amendment, because even if you do it, how about the fundamentals? Take, for example, when local government financial autonomy was approved by the Supreme Court, please, up to today, has it taken off? Has it taken off? That is the issue here. You learn from what happened to you before. You learn from good examples that have been laid. Up to today, that local government financial autonomy is still in a quandary. Some states are doing, some are not doing. Some are even in court. All because of what? Apart from the amendment that have not been done, that there shall be state and local government joint account. Why is it that nobody is talking about it? You want to do state police? Please. This other police like Hisba and other places that you have
exactly, yes.
Private armies, what happened to them? Will they agree with you with your state police? Remember section 214 of the Police Act said there shall be only one Nigerian police. One. Yet with all these things, Hisba is still operating. They are still taking people to court. And so, when all these things have not tidied up, my brother...
to Sharia courts.
Sorry?
They take people to Sharia courts.
And that is a section of the country. What happened to this other section of the country in the south here? Because we're a secular state. Why do you tolerate Sharia? Why do you tolerate Hisba? These are serious issues that will now make your state police impossible to run. Because you'll be paying Hisba, you'll be paying police.
No, like it's not the... so you mean the states now will pay?
Yeah, they'll be funding two police. Like in Kano now, they've been funding Hisba, they'll be funding police. How does that pan out? I've always had this propaganda, because I see that propaganda. It will be abused by the state governors. The federal police, is it not being abused by the president or those on the federal level? Hold on, is it not being abused? You can see how the federal police is in bed with the federal government.
Right, sir, let me get something clear. Are you for state police or are you against it?
We are not right for it. Let them do the right thing first. In fact,
what and what would you want to see on ground to ensure that we are right?
Good. You don't create a state police in the midst of what? Terrorism. That's what I'm saying here. I've said it before. You don't do because of emotional attachment. You now say, hey, let's do this because of what is going on. What is going on? It's like Ondo State is the headquarters of terrorists in the southwest. Yet Amotekun is there.
Well, Barrister, yes. Amotekun is not, they are not armed.
Really?
That's another angle to it.
Okay, and you are not chasing a terrorist with the air.
But state police will have arms.
State police will have arms.
So why did you create Amotekun in the first place? It's like asking me to go and chase a lion with 20 hands.
Let's bring Prince. Isn't that the exigencies of the moment that actually it should warrant the creation of a state police? Because now we need the people within their states to be aware of how to protect themselves and protect themselves against these insurgents.
Look, if the federal government muster the political will to do the needful. Moses, we may not even need this state police because of all the things that come with it. The financial involvement, the logistics involvement. In fact, the organogram, who will not be at the head of the police?
Well, I think the Constitution will sort all of that out.
And you have not done that.
Well, they will do
and
that.
I'm telling you, some states are going to put spanner in the walls. Because they will come up with so many things that you did not even remember or thought about. There are issues that we need to be solved, especially with the Constitution. I just gave you a very good example. This Hisbah and all these northern states that are running Hisbah. Can they be able to work with the state police? Because state police will be working with federal law. Would there be conflict here? You can see. Very serious issue that nobody is thinking about. How can they be controlled? Who will not be who in a state where you have Hisbah and you have the secular police? Is that not a problem? That is an issue on its own. But these state police are supposed to be neutral. That means you are going to work as if you don't have any father, you don't have any mother, you are not fan. You work on your own. That is what I think the law should provide for.
But in practically speaking, can that happen in Nigeria?
Well, let us test it. That's what they are saying. That these are the reasons why I said, no, we are not right for it yet. This thing will only work in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility.
Advocates of the state police are using the Amotekun example. And they said, well, Amotekun has been largely successful in the Southwest. So, and then I'm thinking, what would become of the Amotekun, the civilian JTF, when we now have the state policing in place?
They will recruit them. They will recruit them as part of the police squad they want to create. But don't tell me that Amotekun have been a success story. No, it has not been. If Amotekun had been a success story, you won't hear one single case of terrorism. With Amotekun, how many times have they hit on those states?
You think there's
no guarantee that the so-called funding is real. And we should not be deceiving ourselves that the funding will continue forever. So there is no guarantee. What you are hearing is just fictitious figures that nobody have come out to validate. If the states are only
or deny, nobody has come out to deny it either.
Good. So what we are now seeing is that the so-called states that you say they are getting more funding, what are the benefits of those funds to the people? What are the infrastructure?
That's up to the governors then. It's not about...
So I don't think that the money, the way you people are saying it, is actually what is happening. Because up to tomorrow, there is no transparency in the so-called subsidy money and all that. We have not been told exactly what is going on there. That is an issue. So when you now employ more police than you can fund, what happens? They will now go back to extorting money from their own people just because they want to be...
Well, some will say that would not happen because ordinarily the people are their people. So imagine you're driving down the road and the person who is at the checkpoint is your neighbor who lives on your street. Will he want to extort you?
You have forgotten that this thing has become a culture, a tradition. In fact...
And you don't think it can be fixed when it is state police?
It is the DNA of the police. Ask yourself, what did they teach him at the police college? That none of them can make a difference. You've forgotten that that's where they feed from. All those things they do at the roadblocks and all that. You've forgotten. So how do you now...
I don't know. I didn't forget. I was never aware that that's where they feed from.
Good. So how do you now separate them from that other extra income? How do you separate them from it? Is it possible? No, tell me, is it possible?
Well, if measures are put in place, I would like to believe it is possible.
It can never happen.
But
you seem not to have faith.
The police wouldn't even want you to be law-abiding. The police. If they see you have all your complete papers in a vehicle, they will say, "Just come up for road, you this myself."
Barrister, you seem to have you've lost faith completely.
Look, I am telling you fast, be practical about this. Let us be pragmatic. Don't just say it because you want to be a good boy. No. If your vehicle particulars are okay, and the police stop you, and after checking everything, in fact, you will irritate them because you will stop them from collecting from those who are committed.